Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be talking about a beautiful watch that I recently acquired. This is a Casio G-Shock RGB model of the GA2100 series. There are lots of models of this new hexagonal shape watch. Since 2019, they have released many pieces, and I think this is one of the most interesting ones. So before we go into the details of the watch, I want to mention the box. This is a tin box that the watch comes in. Inside there's this foam thing, and there the watch lies. Now, inside the box you get this user manual, and the manual is about the module inside the watch, which is 5611. As you can see, it's a hybrid quartz digital analog type of movement, and it has some quirks and some twists to it. And other than the manual, you get the international warranty card. I bought this watch from Amazon for $80, I believe, and I believe it's well worth the money. So before we lose any more time, I'll get into the watch itself. Let me clean the dial for you in a bit. There we go. It's much cleaner now. Let's see. There is some stuff on it. I can't really clean it, can I? So sorry about it. All right, let's go. Just as new. So this is the watch. As I said, it's an RGB model of the 2100 series. And it has all the design language of an RGB, electronic type of design. It has some accents that reminds you of RGB keyboards, RGB lighting in general, RGB car, lighting stuff and everything. It has this 80s a vibe to it as well, because of the colors. The reason why I chose this one over the other models is because it is fun to look at. As you can see, it is very colorful. So before I begin to talk about my general feelings of this watch, let's go into the details. So let's start with the dimensions, shall we? The watch from side to side measures to 45.4 millimeters, so around 45 and a half, let's say, and it has a thickness of 11.8 millimeters, close to 12 millimeters, which is thin for this kind of a watch. And the lug-to-lug measurement from here to here is 48.5 millimeters. It has a hexagonal shape, and because of that, I believe it looks a little bit bigger. It wears a little bit bigger than the measurements suggest. I think the square ones, the square models of G-Shock, which is, I believe, the original model from the 80s, it wears a little bit smaller than this, but this is more fun, if you ask me. The hybrid digital and analog type of time telling, I believe, is more fun. Anyways, it has shock resistance, as the name suggests. It has carbon guard, as it reads here, carbon core guard system. This watch, and along with other, Casio G-Shocks, is built to last many things. It has 200 meters of water resistance. It has a mineral, not resin or plastic or whatever, crystal. And it has 3 years of battery life in it. It weighs 51 grams, which is, let me put this on my wrist for a sec, which is very, very lightweight. I mean, it feels like you're not wearing anything. Honestly, this feels really comfortable. It looks like a big watch. It is a big watch. It is a hefty, I mean, it's a hefty looking watch, but it's not hefty. It's not bulky in terms of weight. Let me show you another watch for comparison. This is the legendary A168 model of Casio, and I think they weigh around the same ballpark. Let's say maybe this is even a little bit heavier. I'm not sure. I don't have a sensitive type of tool to measure it, but they feel the same, although this is a much smaller watch, as you can see here. So it wears fine. As I said, it is very comfortable because of the resin strap, which is basically a little bit thick and a little bit hard silicone type of plastic. So it has Neo Bright on our hand, and the minute hand it has something called a Neo Bright Lume. And other than that, it has many features. So let's start with the most obvious one. Because this watch doesn't have, because this watch doesn't have a crown, it is a little interesting and quirky to adjust time. So how do you do that? You press adjust, you hear that sound, and the hour hand and the minute hand get out of the way, and then you can see the digital screen. Now I'm in Moscow time, but if I want something else, let's say I want to adjust it to SEL, which is what? Seoul. Oh, okay, Seoul. So when I press adjust, it automatically adjusts itself, which is quite fun to look at. This is one of the really fun features of the watch, if you ask me. It's very interesting. It's not like your everyday digital watch or analog watch. Because of the movement inside, it is capable of doing such things. It has 31 time zones and 48 cities preset in its little memory. And you can also adjust time manually as well if you need it, should you need it. And it has a automatic date complication. By the way, the date window is right here. As you can see, it is Monday today in Seoul, but now not in Moscow. And the date window, the day window is also analog, but it adjusts itself automatically. So if I want to go back to Moscow time, again, they get out of the way, so I go up to find Moscow, and the day window will adjust itself to Sunday. Today's Sunday, it's there. Normally it just resets to Sunday, but it's not going to change because I'm in Sunday today. So let's go. It's 18 past 12. Sorry, 12 past 18. Let's go. It takes a little while, but it is really fun to look at. there you go. You have time. So let me put it on my wrist again. The quartz mechanism inside offers you 15 minus or plus 15 seconds of timekeeping in a month. So it is around half a second a day, which is, by the way, the limit. So you're not gonna get that. I mean, it's probably be really, really on point in terms of timekeeping. I don't think you will ever need to adjust time, maybe in like 6, 7, maybe 8 months. It's not going to be any trouble. I mean, I have this watch which has a cheaper movement inside, and it is only 5 seconds behind. So by the way, I set this watch around 2 years ago. 2 years, 5 seconds. I mean, there's not much to say. It is a great, reliable timekeeping piece because it's quartz, because it's Casio, and Casio knows what it's doing. So let's go into the design choices of this watch. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is a shiny watch. It has a glossy finish. The strap and the case is glossy. It is not that glossy. It is not that shiny outside, but because now it is under direct LED light, you can see the reflections of the light source, but it's not that much shiny outside. It is, I think it is the right amount of shininess, glossiness to it, and it is different than most GA models. I think the RGB series is the only G-Shock that has this glossy type of finish. By the way, I love it. I mean, it looks really interesting, and it looks different than your typical GA 2100 series. And the other thing to mention is the text on the bezel. They are black. I believe if they chose to make them colorful, it would have been a better design choice, but they didn't, which is my only gripe about this watch. But hey, the dial is colorful enough. So about the dial, the hour hand and the minute hand has white, thick color to it, and on that whiteness you have Neo Bright lume applied to it, and the counter of those hands are black and also glossy. And on the outside of the hour hand and the minute hand, I mean the edges are neon type of green, which matches the day text over there. Let me get closer. And the text of the LED screen is also green. It's not gray or white. It is green. It's a negative type of LED screen over there. The LED dial, I believe, it is really hard to read. Today, I was outside. It was really hard to read. And I believe if they chose to make it positive screen like this one, like this one, it would be much easier to read. But then they would be breaking the design language of the watch. I think black suits it better in terms of color matching, but in terms of legibility, the negative screen is not the best choice. So let's talk about the dial a little bit more. The G-Shock 12 o'clock, 3, 6, and 9, and all the text over here and there are in pinkish type of red. They are more pink than red. I think they're called candy pink, but I'm not sure. So it's not a red per se. It is more of a pink. And the minute track is purple. If you can see, is purple, and in some of the indices, like 1, 2, 4, 5, they're blue, pale blue, just like the indicator of the day window. It is blue, and the outsides are glossy black as well. The dial, I think most people wonder about the dial of this watch, the dial color of this watch. The dial is gray, not black, so it is a little bit easier to tell time. And the indices are applied like most G-Shock series of this watch. I mean, I think all of them are applied, but this one is no exception. So, what else? We talked about the dial, we talked about the strap. Oh yeah, it has, let me not get into all the details. It has every function of any digital Casio watch. It has alarm, it has UTC, it has stopwatch, it has a timer, it counts down, it has alarms, alarm 1, alarm 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes on. 5 alarms. There you go. If you are a very lazy person, you have 5 alarms now. And it has time. So, great type of thing. The watch, I think, looks fantastic, guys. The only thing that I didn't mention is the LED backlight and the lume of this watch. So let me get into that. It's daytime today, but it doesn't matter. As you can see, it has 2 lighting sources. One here, which is white, as you can see, and the other one, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure if there is a different light source underneath the LED screen, but they are told to be that way. So I think, yeah, 2 light sources, one underneath the LED screen and one in 5 o'clock position, which makes it really easy to read time. I'm going to charge the hour hand and the minute hand, and then we will close the video there. So there we go, guys. This is the lume that is applied on hour hand and the minute hand. It is green, it is bright enough. It's not like it's not like a diver's watch type of very bright lume, but it is easy to tell time, and it is mediocre, and maybe a little bit better than mediocre, but it fades away quickly. So I mean, you don't need it that much, but it's good to have because we have LED lighting. So that's there. So guys, if you like the watch, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like the video. I accept any type of comments, negative or positive. See ya. Bye-bye.